Okay, so this is the second time I'm teaching Android in CoderSchool. So before going to the lecture, I'm gonna introduce some highlights. So who is Huỳnh Hữu Tâm? Okay, great. So very great UI. How many years of experience you already have in Android? 20 years. That's great. Okay, and Nguyễn Thành. Okay, maybe he's not here. And the UI is great. It's pretty great. I think he's from some last Android course. I'm not sure, but yeah. So every week we have exercise and assignment. So everybody will have to submit an assignment, and then some of the best submission will be shown here, so that you can have some motivation on and many more. Okay. So a little bit about the instructor. So I'm gonna be your instructor. My name is Quân Vũ, and the teaching assistant is Minh. He's over there outside, and that over here. So that is very great of my past student. Okay. So a little bit about me. So I'm currently senior Android engineer at Sentio. So Sentio is just a company that try to turn your smartphone into some productive device that you can work on it like a laptop. Kind of. And I'm familiar with backend and anything, but I really have passion and love in Android. I have 3 years working with Android for now. And for me, I really want to have people to learn more about programming because it's some of my passion. So here, I also do some meetup talking in Android in the past. Okay, so I talk about the class structure. So it's very important, and you have to keep in mind. So our class will have 8 weeks. Okay, and the lecture will be on Tuesday. And the lab is gonna be on Thursday. It's a little bit out there. And the weekly assignment we have to do, because I'm sorry that I'm in Japan for 4 days, so I have to have this class delay on Wednesday. So the next time you're gonna have class on Tuesday, okay, and Thursday, okay. Class on what day? Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And yeah, we're gonna have one class for lecture like today, and another one for lab. So lab is mean you're gonna come here and do some programming with exercise that I give in class. You don't have to do it at home. And every week, from week 1 to week 3, you're gonna have assignments that you have to submit. Okay. So because the class start a little bit late this time, so the due time for the assignment this week will be on Tuesday. Okay, on Tuesday. Assignment due for this week is on Tuesday. Okay, and for the next week it's gonna due on Mondays. Okay, so why? Because we need some time to take a look and see which one is the best submission. So I can show you here and give you guys some motivation. Kind of. And for the week number 4 and 8, you guys are gonna do group assignments. It means you're gonna think about ideas. We're gonna do some brainstorming and then gathering the ideas and divide you guys into group. You guys can choose which one in your group and do that assignment, like capstone project. Okay, so I need to make sure that you remember. So next week, what day is gonna be lecture? Next week, which day is lecture? Tuesday. Which day is on lab? Everybody? Thursday. Okay. And this week, what day is gonna do on assignment?
Tuesday.
Yeah, the next Tuesday. Okay. The next Tuesday. Only for this time, because I'm late. I have to delay the class until Wednesday. And the next assignment will be due on Mondays. Okay, remember? So it's very strict, and the class is free. It's not mean that it's easy, and you have to give me the information that maybe you have some problem that you could not complete your assignment on time. So you please inbox me on Facebook or Slack, and we can do some work on it. And if you have any question, please ask me or our TA. Okay, and finally, we will have a public demo day. So every CoderSchool class will have a unique way to demo your works. So we have to wait before on the teacher agree on what type of demo that we're gonna have. Okay, the class rules. So you guys have one 24-hour extension for delaying your assignment. So if you're about to delay your assignment, please contact me. Okay, please contact me and give me a reason why you have to delay your assignment. And if you could not do your assignment, I have to kick you out of the class, because it's the rules. And you must be honest. And please on time, because the class is very intense. I'm gonna teach a lot of knowledge, and you guys still have time at home to take a look at the videos. Okay, and if you have break any rules, and you may be kicked out of class. So repeat for me. You have 24-hour extension. Okay, and if you have any problem with the assignment, your emulator not working, your computer not working, please let us know. Okay. And how to get help? You have Facebook group, right? Slack, and you can ask questions during and after class. So again, this week, when will assignment due? Next Tuesday, and other assignment we due on next Monday. Okay, and then on Tuesday gonna be lecture, and on Thursday gonna be lab. Okay, great. So on lab we're gonna do programming. So programming means we have two people. One gonna do coding and one gonna be arrival. Arrival means you're gonna sit there, read about the instruction, about the requirement, and try to convert it into code and the idea. And the other guy will use the technique to implement that requirement. Okay. So you can email android@coderschool.vn and ask for help from Facebook and Slack. So ask a lot, and you're gonna get a lot of knowledge. Okay, still start homework early as you can, because it has a lot of work to do, and I can guarantee you guys that you complete all the requirement and optional, you're gonna earn a lot. Okay, work with together. Maybe I'm not available at that time, maybe I'm at the company, so maybe other people know the answer. Just answer through the Slack or Facebook, and we really appreciate that. And if you discover some good links and article about Android, just post this on Facebook group. Okay, and please do the optional and bonus if you could, because it's gonna have a lot. Okay, and welcome to Android. Okay, so excited. So Android has a long history, and who knows Android is invented on which year? You know, which year Android is invented? 2005. I think 2005 is starting the project. I think so. And the latest release is 2007 or 2008. I really don't remember. Yeah. And then after that, Google had buy Android and maintain it. So on the board is the UI of Android from 2014. Okay, it's very different from now. The shadow is thicker. For now, it's more like material design. I'm gonna explain it later. Okay, so in this class, we're gonna make different type of app programming, like games and games or data driven. So in this course, we're gonna focus mainly on data-driven. So what is data-driven application? Who knows? So data-driven application is mean you have the data first, somewhere on the API, on the cloud, on a database kind of, and you try to display and use that useful information into the mobile application with logic and cool animation kind of. And then basically we have different type of screen on when we do implementation, like login, register, stream, and detail. Stream is like a Facebook wall. You have Facebook wall, we have a list of items, kind of stream. And detail, it means we click on a post on Facebook and it brings you into the detail of the post, kind of creation, profile, settings, maps, like URL, ellipse. Okay, keep in mind. And basically the application architecture. So the architecture, basically we have this type of layer. So the view is mean the component that the user will see. The events, it means the events that user interact with it, like user type in a letter, user try to click on something, you try to hover on something, user try to long click on something, it's events. And navigation is mean user want to navigate between screen from stream into the detail. It's navigation. Data, like models, networking, and persistent. So persistent here is like you try to store it in the device through database, SQLite, or through files type. Networking is mean you process some data from the API. Yeah. And finally the platform is mean the hardware stuff, the Bluetooth sensor type. So it's the 5 basic layers of the application architecture. So take a look in this example. So we have Facebook new feed, right? It's a stream type, and we have button, images, and label is the view. Okay. Okay. And next the controller. So we're gonna try to adopt MVC over here. So the views, as I say, is the button, labels, images. The controller here is the guy in the middle, and we try to listen to events like user click on something, you try to tie in something in the text view, user try to hovering, clicking, and different type of interaction. And then if we take that interaction, do some logic, and call the model and display it into the view. Okay. So the controller check the events and try to ask for the model or data from the network, from the persistent files or an API, and then try to convert it into the views and display it for the user. So in Android, there are different architecture for advanced learning. Because the course is, if we have more time, I can teach about more advanced architecture like MVC, MVB, or MVVM. But if we don't have time, and you guys can choose, because the course will mainly in Java, but we're gonna have 2 weeks that I gotta teach in Kotlin. Because if you go to the company and you apply for a job about Android, you're gonna face a lot of legacy code. Legacy code is the code of other people that write before you, and they left it punished for you. It's pretty hard, and you have to follow it. So I gotta teach Java mainly, and the other 2 weeks I gotta teach Kotlin. So Kotlin is a new language. It's invented by IntelliJ, and it has been adopted into Android this year by Google, and it's the information is quite exciting. Okay, and the models. Finally, the models. So the models is the data. Okay, the data is the truth of the application. It's gonna be a persistent storage database. It's gonna be JSON and XML from the API type, and networking from the API. We can do socket programming if we have time, but I believe not. You can learn it more at home, or you can do streaming on audio or video. And it's all kind of data that we could use. And because the data-driven application, we have to have the data first, right? try to convert it into the view, and display is for user. Okay, hardware, blah blah blah. Okay, and I also want to introduce some Android news feature if we have time. For example, split screen for Android 7, I believe, that you can use split screen. You just do a long click on this recent button apps, okay, and then it's gonna let you choose one another application and display it in a split view like this. Okay, pretty cool. A picture in picture mode from the Android O. If you guys have Android O, you can long click on the home button, okay, and then for example, we have a YouTube video apps. We try to long click on the home button. It will minimize the YouTube on the top right corner. You can just drag it around, and also meanwhile doing some note. Okay, so you can see YouTube and do some notes at the same time for Android O kind of, and it's called picture in picture mode. Instant app. Who know instant app? Everyone raise your hand. Everyone just raise your hand. Just raise your hand first. Everyone just raise your hand first. Please. Just raise your hand. Please. Please raise your hand. Who don't know instant app? Put your hand down. You know instant app, right? Who don't know instant app? Put your hand down. Okay, great. So from Android, from this year, Google have released instant app to compete with the web. So the web, do you know what is the disadvantage of app? That is, the user have to know it, download it, install it. It take many steps to do that, right? So user may, for example, I have a great Instagram post that I want to share with my friend, and then my friend don't have Instagram installed, and then I have to ask my friend to install Instagram, to log in with Facebook, and then they can now see the post. It's very annoying, and the web can overcome that, but not in the apps. So Google have solved that using instant app. So instant app is mean when you share a link to your friend, and your friend don't have that application, they can try to click on that link, and the mobile device will download only the part of the code used for display that post. For example, we have this link, Sony for 6,000 something, and when you try clicking on it, and your application don't have that application, it will try to download only part of the code and try to display it like this. Very, very exciting. Okay, and if we have time, we're gonna learn about those new features and Kotlin. So Kotlin is very great language, and it has typeset and static type, really safe and really productive language. So if you use Java for a few years, you can find that to implement some simple feature, you have to check a lot of code. Okay, so Kotlin solved that, but the disadvantages is maybe the build time going to be longer. So you know that Java, what type of files that Java code going to build into? Who knows? From the Java code, right? We're going to build into some type of code that the JVM machine will read from that code, right? So what type of code? Who knows?
Class file.
Okay, so Java code's gonna be built into .class file, right? And then it will be read by the JVM virtual machine, Java virtual machine. Okay, and Kotlin is same. It has smarter language, and finally it will be built into .class. So it's just more if and else. Okay, but it's really simplify your life. Okay, in code less, you go home, you go to the bar, meet some girls. With Java, you stay at home and code all day. Okay, so on the lecture days, I gotta do live coding. It means I gotta do coding between in front of you guys, and on the code gonna be recording through video, so you can follow me if you could I gotta do it really fast because we don't have enough time. I'm gonna start it now. Okay, so everybody please log into Slack. Okay, the channel, and make sure that you guys can connect into this link. So this is your learning resource. Okay, make sure that you can connect into this. Try to log in through GitHub. Okay, working? Working? Okay, great. So make sure you have this link working. And then in here we're gonna have many tabs. Okay. So one of them I'm gonna do through it. So you have lab. You're gonna do lab with programming on the next day, and assignment, hints, blah blah blah, and submitting project. So if you don't know how to submit the project, just clicking on the tab on the left, submitting projects, read about it, how to submit your project, and you're gonna have a button here. For example, in week number 1, an assignment, you can click here, add your submission, and submit. Please be on time, okay? Okay. So don't care about this because we started late, okay? Okay. So when you see an assignment like this, okay, I can start learning to code, okay? So the first thing that you try to search on the project is the README, okay? The README over here, README, okay? And you gotta have a README template. Try to click on it, okay? So it's show all the requirement, including the requirement and optional and bonus, okay? So at home, try to make only required stories and plus one or more, optional and bonus. Okay, so I start doing programming now. I start a new Android Studio project. Okay, who use Eclipse? Who's still using Eclipse? Okay, who has the computer with less than 6 GB of RAM? Raise your hand. Okay, who has computer from 6 GB of RAM? Raise your hand. 6 GB of RAM. RAM. Ai có máy tính từ 6 RAM trở lên? How many you have? Can you run emulator? Genymotion? The build time of Android is slow or not? Okay. So for people who have 4 GB RAM, you may have problem with building. It may take time and it may make you feel very annoying when you have problem, but it's okay. Okay, so the application name I gotta put in here, Coder movie something. Okay, you can change the path here. I gotta put it in desktop. Okay, and click next. So from here, Google will recommend using API 16 and above, and they will show that over 95% of Android device from API 16 and above. So we don't want to support Android device with lower version. And in this Google I/O, they are announcing that they're not going to support Android version API from 14 and below. So Google no longer support API from 14 and below. So it's okay. You can choose support API from 16 and above. Because it's cover 95% of Android device. Then you click next. And there are many kind of application form here. Just choose empty activity. And we're good to go. So about the emulator, one more thing. So one good resource that you could use to learn Android is CodePad. Okay, so they have everything you need. Maybe you want to implement this, a recycler view or any kind of view. CodePad will provide for you. Sorry, CodePad, not Coder. Here, and I gotta post the link in here. Okay, you guys can check it at home. And views, layout, interaction, navigation, persistent, images, they have everything. Okay. And about the emulator, you can search in here. After you open CodePad, you can search for emulator. Okay, so they're gonna guide you to how to implement, how to set up emulator. So you can choose chain motion, long, on, and good one. Or you can choose Android Studio virtual device. Okay, it's become better and better. You can choose it, but it may take more RAM. Okay, so it's up to you. Who don't have emulator in your laptop? Raise your hand. Great, great. Okay, we can start now. So I'll do some introduction about the project. Over here, we have the radio file, right? So the radio is your build configuration. Okay, so you're gonna config in here a lot of information like the package name, the combined SDK version, the built-in version, and the min SDK version like 16 as above, and a bunch of library. So I'll talk about library later. Okay, and then we have source. In here we have Android test. You don't care about it for now, but if you are professional Android developers, you really care about Android test or test. We're gonna do it later. It's a bit more. It's a little bit more advanced. And you care about the manage here. You have REST. It's all your resource, like the drawable. Drawable is like images or drawable created by XML, layout, my map, values, and blah blah blah. And you have Android manifest, right? What is Android manifest used for? Who knows?
Permissions.
Permission. One. Yeah, permission. Anything else? To declare your application, right? And in the application, you can declare more activity. So an activity may represent a screen, okay, kind of, and you can have a lot of activity over here, okay. So it's overall, and then the next thing you're gonna do is just copy on the README, okay. Try to create a new file in the root of the project, okay. Now with readme.md. I don't have MD. Whatever. Okay, and you can install a plugin over here to make it more colorful. It's up to you. And then we're gonna go through on the README, try to solve all the problem, all the required problem today. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. I try to build the project first to make sure it's still working. Any question so far? Question? 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 No question? Are you sure? Okay. Good. Okay. So the first thing I gonna mention here is the theme and color. Okay. So there's many ways to do coloring, but I gotta suggest you guys this link for beginner because it's pretty easy and beautiful. So you can choose here true color if you want. So in Android, you take a look. So as a professional Android developers, mastering your keyboard is very important. Okay, mastering your keyboard. For example, you can do double shift to navigate through all the files. For example, I want colors. I can navigate through it. Okay, double shift. Okay, and then you can choose colors. Okay, so in Android they have three basic colors. Primary color, the primary dark color for the status bar. So in here is the status bar. The status bar is over here. Okay, and the primary dark will be the status bar and the color accents. I'm gonna mention about the color accent later. But if you choose this guy, you can pick the color you want. For example, I'm currently using this exercise, right? And I'm gonna choose orange and gray. No, gray and orange. No, blue and orange. Great. And then you can download it. So they have many formats: CLS and less, blah blah blah. And just choose XML. It's great. And you can open it here. Try to open it. HI text edit easily. Okay. And then I'll copy and paste all of these guys. Okay, over here. Okay. So over here. So you see that it's not the convention in Android is important. You have to name your variable in the convention way so that other developers can check into your code and know what you are doing. For example, for coloring, You see that color primary, see, not primary. So we're gonna do the convention of Android. Okay, so color primary, okay, color primary dark, color primary light, I don't need it, color accent, and blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm gonna need 3 main color. Okay, so I take away on those color and we're good to go. Okay, I review the project once again and take a look. Okay, great. So to start up the application, so what we are build in this assignment is we're gonna build here. We are build a movie apps. This means you can see the latest movie currently play on the world and using the movie database. Okay, so I gotta walk you guys through this. So we can see the movie in a portrait mode or a landscape mode. Okay, and we're gonna display the information, and we can also play the movie using the YouTube player. So the data from the API will provide you the way to take the YouTube link, and your mission is to display it, make it playable, make it usable, kind of. So not gonna waste your time. You can read it from home, how to get the API video walkthrough, API documentation, but I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm gonna have here a sample of the data. Okay, so if you open this link, I'm gonna put it in lecture number 1 channel. You may not have this beautiful format. Okay, so to solve it, you can go to Chrome. Có người mở cửa, có người bấm chuông. You can open Chrome, preferences. Okay. No. Where's the plugin? Who knows? Who knows how to install Chrome plugin? Help. Over here. Setting. I don't remember. It's okay. Take your time. Take a seat. Please.
You can start again.
Okay. It's been a long time and I don't remember. Setting. It's own version of Chrome, right? Weird. Wait me a sec. It's just a plugin to make your JSON display more beautiful. I don't remember. I think that in your setting on the left here have an extension. You can click on it and it's so on the extension of Chrome. Wait me a sec.
JSON beautifier.
Yeah, JSON beautifier, but I don't. Setting here.
From
Here.
URL.
URL. Yeah. Extension. Great. You great. And in here you can look for JSON format, JSON view. Okay. You can install the plugin, and then when you try to look at a data in the JSON format, you have this beautiful format. Okay. And I'll talk a little bit about it. Okay. It's just a way to display data, so that it's easier to read, easier to modify, blah blah blah. And so this is kind of like an object. Okay. So an object in key and value, key value. Okay. The key is reason. Okay. And the values is an array. Okay. So when you see this parenthesis, it's an array of more object. So I can minimize this guy so you can take a look at easier. Minimize as a lot of object. Okay. So key is reason and values in array of object. Okay. And each object in here we have key value. Okay. Like vocal, ID, videos. Videos may have video or not. Okay. Video here is just the preview videos, and the popularity and blah blah on type information. Okay. So this type is the way to display data. We're gonna try to download it and parse it into Java object. Okay, so that we can use it. Okay, great. So that's it about the APIs. So we're gonna try to look at to the requirement over here. So first, you usually can scroll through the current movies from the movie database API. Okay, so we're gonna learn MVC. So I have here the MVC. So we have to define in our mind what is the controller, what is the view, and what is the model. So we already know that we have an API to call, right? So an API is just an application programming interface, okay? And they only provide us this is the API, okay? And then we try to parse this API into a list of objects, right? So this list of objects is now playing movie, currently playing movie on the tutorial, okay? And then to this link, and then we are gonna have a view, okay? So we have a list of data, right? So we're gonna have an activity man .xml, okay? Like this. You already do pre-work, so you already know that we gonna have two XML file, one for the whole screen and one for the item movie, right? And finally, the controller gonna be a main activity that we already have in our project, a list view and an adapter. Okay, so we are going to detail of all the component. Okay, so because the purpose of the course is we're gonna cook to learn, we're not learn to cook. Okay, so for programming, we're gonna cook to learn. This means we're gonna try to do it first, try to make it work and understand it, rather than we try to learn all the concept and all the knowledge in depth, and then try to make it later. So because the course is pretty fast, and you try to make you guys know a lot of knowledge, try to use that to cook your application. Okay, so we are our approach is cook first and learn later. Okay, so let's get started. So first, take a look at the UI over here. So if you notice that the UI don't have a status bar and the action bar, right? See? So sorry, they have a status bar over here but don't have action bar. So we have to have a way to hide the action bar, right? So what is the action bar? The action bar is over here, or from Android 5 they call it the toolbar. Okay, so there's a lot of concept about Android, but you can take a look at the material guideline of Android. Click in here and post the link into Slack again. Okay, so in here they're gonna list all the components like list, right? List start toolbar, I think. Toolbar component, yeah, blah blah blah. So you can take a look at it, try to read through it and know the reference. Okay. So first I try to hide the action bar. So our application here have an action bar. I try to hide it. So you have Android manifest, right? So in here you have an application and many activity. Okay. So application have a theme. See, and an activity also have a theme. Okay. So who already know about theme? Give me just a parent style of your application. For example, if an activity don't have a theme, if we try to use the theme provided by the application, okay, and if the activity have a theme like this, if we try to use that theme, okay, so I create a new theme from style. Okay, you try to mastering your keyboard. Okay, and in here we already have a default style created by Android Studio with the color primary dark, color accents, and then we can create more style, right? And like I create a new style named notion bar, and then this style or theme gonna have a parent from the theme, right? Okay, so this item gonna still in here. Okay, I'm gonna try to prove that by going into Android manifest and make the theme as, you know, team dot no action bar. Okay. So many ways to see the application before you do compiling and launching it. You can open activity man over here. See, and you can try to change theme like this. Add theme here. You can try no action bar. Okay, it stays the same. Okay, because when we will try something else, it's not changing the no action bar. Yeah, for example, a wallpaper. Yeah, they have different style of action bar and status bar. Okay, so the top bar here is status bar. Remember, and then the second one is an action bar or a toolbar. Okay, so we already know that the color, how the color working. So back here, the status bar is color primary dark, and the action bar or toolbar is color primary blah blah blah. And I gotta head back into the style, and I don't want action bar, so I have to have a way to to hide it. Okay, so the way is window no action bar, and I set it to false. Okay, but if I try to learn the application, it will crash. It's really weird. So I will prove that if I put this line, it will crash. So it's crashed. Okay, why? Investigating the error is very important. You have to read through it. Okay, so it said that you have illegal argument exception. It means you have an argument of parameter that not right, not supported. Okay, so the Acombat not support the current feature window action bar font with window no title fonts. So bear with me a little bit. Okay, so we have window action bar fonts. Okay, and then window no title fonts. So no title fonts, it means it has title. Okay, so no title fonts mean it has title and it don't have action bar. So there is a conflict here. So you know that the title is here. So here is a title and then the action bar. So there's a conflict, right? No has title but no action bar. So it's illegal argument, right? So that we have to fix that by add one more argument. No title, true, right? So it's good now. No title true. It means no title, right? And no action bar. So run it again, and we're good to go. Okay, so we successfully hide the action bar. Okay, great. Who already know recycle view? Raise your hand. Recycle view? Great, great. So I teach you guys list view only for this week because we really want to know how it works, right? And then when we try to use recycle view, they did a lot of things for us, and then we don't have to think about it. But first, let's pair with me to learn list view to know how actually it's working. Okay. Now I gotta head back into the main activity. So I try to get rid of the text view over here, and then okay, I gotta get rid of the text view over here, and then try to so from Android, I don't remember 7 or something. Android Studio now support constraint layout. This means it let you guys drag drop it like iOS way, very convenient. But I gotta not teach this for now. Maybe I'll put it later. I gotta teach you guys relative layout and linear layout. Something is very basic. Okay. So in this case, we're gonna have a list view, right, to display on an item. So we don't need a linear layout or relative layout for now. Just need a list view, right? And we can do optimizing import. So for example, these guys we don't need this line, so we're gonna optimize it using your keyboard. Okay, so you have different type of configure your keyboard, but for me it's Command Shift O. Okay, but you can go in here in the key map. Okay, and find optimize import, and then you can look in it and see that what is your current import. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Because you guys use Windows, right? You're gonna have file setting, I think so, right? Windows user, you have file and setting, right? And then we have a search bar over here. We can search for key map, right? Clicking on it, you have another search bar on the right, top right corner, and then we can search for, optimize something and import. And then you gotta have this keyboard on the right. And you can try to customize the ways by double click on it and try to add keyboard shortcut. Okay? And then you just type in anything you want to. Here, remember mastering your keyboard, and you're gonna coding like boss. Okay? So again, we have this guys. Try to maximize it. Okay? And okay. And for this, we don't have any children in here, right? So I just close. It's like this. Okay. And then finally I need the ID, right? So I maybe call each company have their own way to do naming convention, but there are two main ways to do naming convention on XML. For example, it's a list of movie. We can do is LV movie. So LV here is list view. Okay. Some other companies like this, or movie list something. Okay. So it's up to you guys. But if you guys work in a team, try to make sure that everyone in the team use the same convention. Okay, the naming convention. So for me, every movie is work for me. Okay, so it's up for you guys to choose which one. Okay, and then I gotta head back into the list view, and I try to explain how it works. Okay, so in here I'm gonna have here this diagram. I try to open image in new tab. Okay. Ooh, maybe not. It's working. Okay, so how list view really working on Android? So if you're on a website, you have 1,000 items, okay, and then you just scroll on the item from your mobile device, and you start seeing that it's really lagging. Why? Because when you're scrolling down, they're gonna keep on the rendering in the memory. Okay, so you have 1,000 items, so it will render 1,000 items. Okay, but from native development, you have 1,000 items, but your screen just have enough space for 7 items, so it's gonna render only 7 items. Okay, it will keep 1,000 items in data like name, title, description, phone in memory, but the rendering is just rendering 7 items. Okay, so how list view and recycle view working? So when the user scroll down, for example, we have 7 items on the board. User scroll down, the item 1 will go away, right? And then it's gonna remove the data from the item 1, but the view, they will keep the view and bring it back to the position, the final position, and try to fill in the new data. Okay, so when the item 1 gone away, we try to remove the data. It means the name, description, or phone out. Keep the view, and try to put it on the last position and fill in the new data. So overall, we only have 7 to 8 objects. Okay, again and again, it's trying to render again and again. So it's not gonna create more objects. So you know that in Java we have garbage collection, right? So in how things get slow on Java, who knows? How things gonna get slow on Java? So things get slow on Java when the garbage collection running so much. Okay, so we create a large object, and when a garbage collection running, how it works? The garbage collection gonna look through all the reference item. Okay, they look through all the reference item, and and all the item is not referenced will be removed. So it takes a lot of time for the garbage collection to collect all the data. So Android do it right. They try to create less object as possible so that the garbage collection don't have to take in action. And so when you scroll the item, we have 1000 items, but you just scroll it very fast, you can still see it pretty smooth, and you don't see any lagging on the native development rather than a website tile. And that's how it works. Okay, and then finally we have something called an adapter, right? And an adapter is just a bridge. They can try to discover which type of view will be suitable for this type of data or model. Okay, we're gonna do implementation about it. So currently, any question? Any question so far about the list view? And yeah, any question about the list view? So again, when you scroll up, you try to remove data from the view. Try to keeping that view, putting it in the last line, and fill in the new data. So it's really efficient. Okay, that's something the web cannot compete. So I gotta do implementation now. So we know that for the list view, we have to have an adapter, right? For the pre-work, the item XML, and then a list of data, right? So I'm gonna try something easy first. Where is the layout? So for naming convention, we're gonna name, for example, activity movies, gonna be activity underscore movie. For an item, gonna be item underscore something. So maybe item movie. It's work for me. Okay. Close this out. Okay. And then we try to look into the UI. So we see that we have two type of views, but it's later in the pointers. I'm not gonna implement the two type. It's your homework. I'm gonna implement the basic type. You think we have a picture, we have a title, and we have a description, right? So I'm gonna implement that now. So linear layout. Okay. So we have linear layout and relative layout. So basically, linear layout is when you want to arrange things in the linear way. So about rendering performance, linear layout will rendering faster than relative layout. So who knows relative layout? You can tell me a little bit about relative layout. Anything? So it's object related to each other, right? Object on the left of object A is on the left of object B. Object A is below object B. Object A is in the center of its parent. It's relative, right? And linear is just object is arranged in a linear way, horizontally or vertically, right? So about the performance, so try to use linear layout as much as you can. And if the position of the view children becomes so complicated, you have to use relative layout. And then one more thing is frame layout. So a frame layout is used for when you need to replace the frame layout with something else, or we just use layout gravity is easy enough. For example, the text view, we have layout gravity, right? You just care about is on the bottom, the center horizontal of the frame layout. You can just use frame layout. So frame layout again, rendering performance is much better, more efficient than linear layout. Okay, it's rendering performance. Just tell you know. So in this case, we use linear layout because we have a picture and then our title and description. So I'm gonna do something like this. I have a linear layout. Okay, in here I'm gonna put in an image, right? And then another one I gotta put in here the title and description. Okay, right? And because we have title and description, we may have another linear layout. Okay. So linear layout we have orientation. It means you're arranging vertically or horizontally. So starting with horizontally, because we have arrow, so they don't suggest. Okay, fine. And then we have image view. So for this application, you can divide 75% of the view is the images, 25% is the title, or 50-50. It's up to you. So I'm gonna choose 50-50. So we have an image view. we have a width of it. Maybe I will put it in rough content for now, and hey, I don't know. We try to adjust this later. Okay, so to make it easier for you guys to work, I'm gonna have an image here. You can download any image from the from the Google. So for example, I have an image over here. Okay, why I need this image? I just use this image for design purpose. Okay, so in the image we will have a source, right? So the source is just the source of the images. For example, I have this image only download over here, right? We can try to drag and drop it into where should I put the images, guys? Who knows? Drawable, great, drawable. So we can just drag and drop here in the drawable, click OK. We have the images, and in here we can type sample. Okay, and we have the images. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce you guys into something very cool for design purpose only. So if you have source is sample, it means when you run your application, it will display the images. It's something we don't want to, right? We want the image from the API, from the networking. We don't like this image. It's just for sample. And then you can do something like this. Pair with me a little bit, okay? You can type tools, okay? And then if you are a Windows user, you can try Alt space, Alternate space, Alt space, okay? I'm a Mac user. My keyboard configuration is Command 1. Just do Command 1, okay? So we have tool short. It means it's only display this image when you do coding, okay? And it's not gonna display this image when you run the application, okay? So first I'm gonna try to prove this through the main activity. I put in here a line layout, frame layout, whatever. Here I make it Android first, okay? Try to run the application. Okay, see? And if I put it in here at the tools and try to run it again, nothing happened. Okay? So when we use tools, when we just want design purposes, we want to see how it works, how it looks on the right, how the title works, how the description works, how the image look like, use your tools. Okay? And if you want it really display on your application, okay, use Android naming, Android namespace. Okay, that's how it works. I put it back into list view and go back to item movie and put it back. Okay, and then I'm gonna try to do styling on it. Okay, so we're gonna have another line layout, right? Okay, and I don't know, wrap content maybe, and we want to display it in 50-50. It means 50% of the width gonna be the image, and another 50% is the line layout containing a title and description, right? And then line layout have something. Who knows how to do it? Line layout. Come on. So in line layout we have a weight, right? Weight, right? So we can use weight. I'm gonna do the coding first. So when you do weight, we're not gonna need the width. So put in 0. And then you can see that when you have weight, it will divide your screen into equal percent. For example, you have the image view had weight 1 and the line layout had weight 1. So they have the same weight. Okay? So it means they're gonna be split into equal part of the horizontally. Okay? So if I change it into 3, you see that image view will take 3/4. It means 75%, right? And the line layout only take 1/4. It's 25%. Okay. And I'm gonna try to do all the stuff. Okay. So these images have a space on the side with something we don't want to, so we can get rid of it. So at home, your mission is take a look at code path and take a look at the image view, I think. I'm inside. Sorry. Image view, and take a look at on the scale type. So I don't have much time to talk about scale type. It's your mission at home. So I put in some scale type. We want center crop. Yeah, it's not good enough. Maybe I increase the dB. Yeah, and maybe I don't want the blank space. It could happen. I gotta do adjust view. Okay. So at home, try to learn about the scale type and adjust view bar how it's working. So it's pretty work for now. I don't know. I gotta continue with the line layout. So this line layout will have title and description, right? So it's gonna display in the vertical layout, right? So the orientation is gonna be vertical, and then we're gonna have text view. Okay, I'm gonna do again use the tools, right? We just want the designing purposes. So you can do tool text, lower. Okay, the size is too small. So I'm gonna give you some tips about size in Android. So if you take a look closer at the material design guideline, where is it? Here. You can see that Android prefer maybe spec, right? Spec, right? They prefer number that's divisible by 8. For example, 16, 72, 8, kind of. So if you stick with those numbers, 8, 16, 72, 24, 40, something that divisibility by 8, and you're gonna have a good UI, good enough. If we don't have you don't know knowledge about designing, just follow the rules. Okay. So for now, for the text view, I'm gonna try the text size. Gonna equal to, I don't know, 24, and then text color. Maybe I want Android color like kind of. I copy and paste the text view, and for the description, I'm gonna make it smaller, like 16 SB. It's a little bit small, I think. 20. Okay. We have lorem. We're gonna put some text over it to see how it really works. So the logarithm is just a random text that you can use. I gotta put a link over here. You want to generate some random text, right? You just use this guy. I copy and paste some text, and because I'm really safe, I don't. The user not gonna see this because I use the tools namespace. So I just pass it over here. Okay, and take a look. It's better, but it's not good enough, right? So I put in here in some padding. So what is different between padding and merging? Padding and merging? Who knows? So the padding in the space between the parent and its child. Okay? Okay, so when you do padding on the parent, for example, I have line layout over here. If I put a padding, it means there's gonna be some space between the parent and the children. Okay, so I put padding here like, I don't know, 8 dB. Okay, we'll give in some padding between the parent, some space between the parent and all the children. Okay, and okay, so I have to tell you something here. So when you do Android development, it's very good practice, and you try to extracting this value into a dimension file, right? A dimens.xml. That's a lot. It's come from the the Android library. I'm gonna try to find my dimens over here. Man, res values. No, we don't have dimens, so we're gonna create one. Okay, dimens. Okay, kind of. And it's a very good practice if you extracting this value and try to reuse it over and over again. Okay. For example, for this ADB, I'm gonna extracting it. So if you are a Windows user, you can use alt space, I think, antenna space, alt space, I think. For me, command 1 is working for me. And then have extract dimension resource, just enter it, put in a name something. For example, in here I want something like small space. So there are different type of company. So some company have very large app and they want to very specific on the dimensions. For example, I doing an item movie, so it means they gotta put something like item movie padding, very specific. And then later they're gonna try to open the dimensions file and modify that. They're not gonna care about the layout file anymore. But some company smaller, they try small space, large space, and they only care about those kind of space 4, 8, 16, 12, 20 kind of. So it's up to you guys choosing. For example, small space working for me for this small application, and then I'm gonna add in some merging, right? Merging. So merging left. Okay, maybe 4 dB, 8 dB. Okay. So if you do merging, you can have this. Consider adding merging star to better support right to left layout. Who know about this? What difference between merging left and merging star? No? Who read Japanese comics? Raise your hand. Japanese comics? How words arranged? Left from right or right from left? Japanese comic? You read from left to right or read from right to left? No. So if you read Japanese comics these days, they're gonna arrange right from left. And you have to read the last page on the right. Right? The last page is on the right. You read from the bottom to the top, right? And from Middle East country, they're also doing that, I believe. So if you support merging star and your device is come from Japan, your language is Japanese, and the display will be change a little bit. Okay, they're gonna be displaying from right to left, not left to right. So from Android 15, I think we're not gonna use merging left. We're only gonna try to use merging star so that all the users that from Japan or Middle East can have a better, better format. Okay, so let's see how it works. So let's say that to support older version than ABS 17. Yeah, so we have 16 ABS 16. So it means if your device is 16 and you are Japanese, you cannot support star. Okay, so if you choose ABI, you have to add both merging star and merging left. Unfortunately, okay, it's working. And I gotta do the same for this guy. So we already have this small space, I think. So I'm trying to reuse this. Copy and paste, put it in here, and I think it's a little bit better. Android Studio is stuck. Okay. So how many time we have? Okay, we have 40 minutes. I think we can do it. And then I'm gonna try to use the layout for. Okay, I'm extracting these guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do some notes. This screen is the portrait mode, right? So in the portrait mode, it looks great. But imagine your screen is the landscape mode. Okay, and then this picture is look pretty weird, pretty weird on landscape mode. So the solution for that, you can do it at home. It's just extracting this. I think cover page. I don't know. Okay, and then you create another values. Okay, like directory values land. It means landscape. It means when you rotate your device in landscape mode, it's gonna try to first naming stuff. Try to look into the values land folder first. Try to looking it at first, and then if they cannot find the cover page, you're gonna try to look into the dimensions .xml of values. Okay, so if you're in landscape mode, and try to look into this file, find this value first. If you don't have, try to look in here. Okay, so you can adjust this setting. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna adjust this later, and then I try to implement the adapter. Sorry, I'm gonna try to implement the model first. So in here, we're gonna have model, right? We already finished our view. Congratulations, activity man. We have a list, item movie. We have some type of format data, and we are move to the model. So we're gonna do cook first. So bear with me a little bit. We are use a library, okay, a library to parse the data, and later in week number 3, I gonna do coding on the networking stuff, JSON parsing from scratch. Okay, not using any library, because for now we're learning MVC, controller, adapter, list view. So we use a library to simplify the model process first. Okay, so retrofit is working for me. There's a lot of library out there. It's up to you to choose. Okay, so for adding a library, you gotta go into the build radar over here. Okay, and you can find Gradle. Copy and paste it in. It's one way. Another way is you go into the Coder movie, right click on it, open model setting, clicking on the app, okay, dependency, and you can try to look for it. Don't worry, I do only video recording. You can take a look at how. Maybe drop it, and then gonna display on the retrofit. They have converter, adapter, retrofit, blah blah blah. Okay, so we gotta do the easy way first because they already have it here. So I gotta copy and paste this guy in here. Okay, click sync now so that they can download your library into maybe local, store it so that you can use the library again and again. Okay, and then I try to read through the introduction. So we use retrofit. So it have interface really simple. So we want to get request. Okay. So who know HTTP request? Okay. So HTTP request is a kind of request over networking, and they have different type of method: header, access content type, blah blah blah, and the get method is mean you want some data, okay, through this URL, and you want to get the data and just parsing it. And the post method it allow you to post data in a secure way in the body message. So I'm not gonna tell more detail about HTTP request. So for now, you just care about the get request and the post request. So a get request you want some data, you want to add some parameter to the URL, and all the parameter will be seen by all the user if they catch the request. And using a post method, you can have a secure way with some encoding to encode your message into the body and post it into the server. So later I'm gonna teach you guys about the post, but currently it's just a get method. Okay, so the get method simply we just take this URL, we want a get method for it, check all the data and start parsing it. Okay, let's do it. So I create this interface in Java. Maybe call it a movie idea, something. Put it in the interface. Try to remove a to do, and then do encoding. Okay. So we're gonna have a URL, right? So if you take closer at the URL, you see that we have an API key. That's very annoying. Okay. So there are many ways to start a key for secure way. So if your application is a client, every information that you combine to the APK, post it into Google Play, and other user can download your APK, extracting it, and try to looking for the API key. So the bad news is they can always see your API keys because it's in your code, right? But the good news is you can make it pretty hard for hacker to discover your key. So if you're a client side, one way or another, they're gonna get your keys. But if you want a secure way, you just make it harder and harder for hackers to take a look at the keys. Okay, so then different ways. You can store it in values, right? A build config over here. So I gotta do a build config. Okay, so a build config, you gotta put a variable in here. I don't really remember the syntax. I take a look again. A build config, a variable in Gradle. Okay, and then here, so we have this guy. Put it here, and then the type will be a string, okay, and the name of the variable, API key something, and then finally the value. So at home you can just use my key, or you can create your own. Okay, so in here I believe that we have to have something like this. Remove this first. So this. Okay, so it's gonna do a build and check the look at the build config. If you do it right or wrong. Okay, it's working. Okay, so I gotta do it again. I try to remove this guy. I click sync now. Wait for it to build. Take a look at build config. You see that they don't have API key, right? And if I go back here, sync now, and I gotta build the build config for you. Okay, so it's one of the secure way to store API key. Okay, and then we can use that key. So I continue implement interface. Say it's gonna add yet, right? And then take a look at the API here. So you can have this symbol URL and then the base URL. Okay, so the base URL for this case is just this guy. Okay, it's the base URL, and it's a prefix, and the now playing is just something we care about. Now playing. Okay, so we can have something like now playing, and then code is callback. Okay, and there's a list of movie, right? Okay, so currently we don't have movie object. Okay, so we will create one now. So what information we care about? Information we care about is just the images, a title, and a description. Okay, and then we're extracting it. So I'm gonna extract in this guy and try to take a look. Okay, so we have this information, but we only care about, you know, the title, right? Okay, the description, I believe, or description, no. Oh, view, great. And we have two paths of images, a backdrop path and the poster path. So the poster path is, you can see from the demo, it's something like this. It's a backdrop, okay? And the poster is this guy, okay? So your exercise at home, we have optional opponents that you need to know when to get the backdrop and when to get the poster. Okay, so it's from the optional requirement. You check it at home. So for now, I'm gonna take on poster path, and then where is it? Backdrop path. Okay, anything else? Anything else? ID, an ID. Okay, so maybe we need an ID. We don't know. Just okay, so in Java, we never naming like this. It's a snake way. The snake way, it means each name we have separate by underscore. Snake way. So we only use snake in Ruby, Python, Alexa, but for Java we're gonna do a camel way. A camel, right? So we're not gonna use this, but this. Okay. So using retrofit, they can have a library named JSON. So just try to use it for now. Okay, so from the API, the key is poster path, but the variable name is poster path in camel. So you can let the library know. Okay, because we need the retrofit JSON adapter, so I gotta add that library too. In here, I can do a second way. Right click, go into your urban model settings, go into dependency, try to add another library called retrofit adapter JSON over here, I believe. Okay, try to sync. And then in the movie, we'll add a serialization. No, so we have to add another library for the JSON. Okay, so we have to right click in model settings and add another library non JSON. So a JSON library is just it will automatically parse your JSON data into a Java object. Okay. We try to cook first, understand later. Wait. And then we're gonna have serialized name. Great. I'm gonna put in here the title. So I would love to have on serialized name. So it's up to you. So if you don't have this guy, then we try to check this name as serialized name. Okay. So I want to make it very clear that the serialized name and the variable name. So a poster bar over here gonna be path, right? And the path drop path, I copy and paste and make it in a snake case. Finally, for the ID, so I remove this guy. Okay, and then a getter and setter, right? Java we have getter and setter, of course. So you can do Control N or Command N, I don't know, Control N, and you have generate getter and setter. So in this case, I don't care about setter, so I only care about getter. Okay. And then I'm gonna name my API and now playing. Okay, so it's gonna return, a list of movies. Okay, so I'm good to go for now. But go back to retrofit. We have to add this guy too. Okay, so for easier, I'm gonna gather it into something like for symbol for now. Jump retrofit O2. Okay, so from this class, I'm gonna try to construct the retrofit. So in a more advanced Android way, we'll have dependency injection and more fancy stuff, but we're gonna keep it simple for now. Okay. So we create a retrofit. So from we're gonna have a builder. We try to add more configuration before the final one. So we have base URL, right? So we only know about base URL, right? Copy and paste this guy in here. Private final, static final. So a final is mean a variable that never change that value. So it's very good for very efficient. You try to optimize string and then page URL. Try to build it. Okay, so return. Okay, so I also want to let JSON to read to the model and convert it, right? So I have to add something like converter factory. So I don't have the converter over here. So I have add the library. So I'm not gonna, this library can be compiled, I believe, into one library. Call it converter library. So retrofit, search for it, and we have converter JSON, I believe. Where is it? JSON converter. Here, not this one. I look it through the documentation. JSON here. Search for it. Great. And then okay, and we have JSON converter. So it is a converter. It's use JSON and convert JSON into a Java object, right? And then add it here. JSON converter factory dot create. Great. And finally, we need to add the API key. So bear with me a little bit for now. We're gonna create an OK HTTP client. So we don't care about it for now, but bear with me a little bit. I'll explain it later. So we use a builder button again, and we're gonna add a network interceptor. So what is a network interceptor? Because we have an API key, right? We can add API key like this. We can do here a query params. Query name, query, and in here we can have API key. API key here is the name from the URL. Okay, and then you can add in here the value, string value. So it's very annoying that you have to pass the value again and again. Okay, maybe we can also do it in here. I don't remember, but it's very annoying. For all the API, we have to pass in the API key, right? So we're gonna add an interceptor. Okay, so we use an interceptor to add the API key. So we're gonna chain here. A chain is just a chain. So we have a request. After a chain, we have a response. So a request will be put into a different chain, convert it to the response. So the response of the first chain is gonna be a request of the next chain. We try to convert it before it's finally be sending to HTTP. Okay. So in here we can get a request, right? And then from request we try to have new builder. So I'm gonna explain it a little bit later. Queue it into request, and then we have query bar, I believe. Wait for me a sec. Yeah. Wait for me. URL. Okay. I'm gonna explain it later. Query parameter, API key, and finally your build config dot API key. Okay. So when you see a builder button, it means we are doing things in an immutable way. So in immutable way, it means you create an object and you never change the property of the object. Why it's good? Because in multi-threading programming, you have many objects, and an object is modified by different thread, and you have recognition. It means in the thread you have try to modify the value of the data in another thread, right? And that thread will have wrong misleading information, it's recognition. So using immutable object, every time you want to change a property with it, you have to create a new object. So thread 1 hold version 1 of object HTTP, and thread another thread will hold another version of HTTP URL with different property. Okay, so by doing this way, each thread will have its own version of object. So they're not gonna touch each other, and not gonna share this object, and there will be no recognition. Okay, so that's why the retrofit is built in a way of immutable way. So every time you want to change the property of a URL, it means the API key, you have to new builder. It means you copy all the value of the last URL object, and then try to modify it. And after the build method, you create a new URL, and this URL object will never ever change property again. Okay, so that's why the builder button working. And finally, we have a URL, and we can have chain dot proceed. Okay, we add it into the request, so we can reconstruct the request. We try to add this URL into the request. So we have, that request has a method, a body, URL something, accept content type, and we want to change the URL, so we just put in here the URL new builder because we need to change it. Every time we want to change an object, we create a new one, but create a new builder, copy on the property, try to modify it, and call it build. Okay, we want to change the URL and the build. Okay, and finally, proceed, right? Change.process, I believe. Okay, so the finally thing is that we accept the new request and convert into a new response object and put it into another chain. So in here you can add more network interceptor or interceptor, right? And then if we convert the object, go to new layer and convert the object. So pair with me. We have a request. We want to change the URL. First, you have to construct a URL from the URL of the request, because it's gonna have now playing and page URL, right? We're gonna do a new builder. We copy all the property, the new builder. We add more property, and finally we compute to create a new object. Okay, and this object gonna be a new object, so there will be no red condition. Okay, so that is the client, and here we try to apply the client, and we're good to go. Okay, so finally we have everything. We're gonna do it now. We're gonna call a retrofit object, retrofit util, create that object, and then we create the API. They have to do everything for us. We keep the reference of the API, and then we really do now playing callback. Okay, and key, I believe. And for now, it's still not working. We know that for Android manifest we need permission, right? So we add permission internet, right? And we're calling the API, and I can try to log in here. Okay, so I try to log the API in here. So I want to sign of the response. Sorry. Maybe I change a little bit. I think in the past they don't have this code. Okay, I gotta log the result anyway. Response anyway. Body, side. Convert it to string and run the application. So we gotta log it with a sign and see how it will work. Or maybe we just want to bring on the side, on the body, right? It's easier. String, I think. Do string. Okay, run it again. It's not working. Take a look at the error. We got new method section in string. Where? Let me see. We got new here. Bear with me a little bit. I think we're oh, my bad. Why is movie here? Okay, wrong import. My bad. Gonna import this movie, not the graphic movie, right? Okay. I'll do key again. Okay, so this is very annoying. Why it's not importing this way? Great. And finally, we are log it. So log CoderSchool
and response dot body. Can I have a string version? I think so. Message. Run it again. Put a log here. Not found. So we messed up something with the URL. Let's double check the URL. So we have here movie and now playing, right? So we have in we drop it U2. Oh, we mix up the URL. So it should be movie, right? Run it again. So we are not gonna pass because we also need another thing is the URL have a result object. It's not a list, right? So it's not good enough. So we're gonna try to construct another object, right? So this object gonna the same here have a result key. So we have here result and we have gonna be a private list of movie. We try to create a getter for it. Bam. And then in the movie API, it's not a list of movie, it's gonna return an outplay. Okay, play with me a little bit. So in here, we're not gonna log in here. We're gonna enkey it again, create a new callback, and try the message. Run it again. Okay, great. How about body? I want to log the body as string, I believe. We have a way to do it. To string. Okay, so we have a full request here. And I want to see the JSON version of it, so that we can take a look easier. Code raw. No. Okay, so we're just gonna try the list of movie. Okay, movies response dot body dot get movies. I run a for loop of movie and in movies, and I try to log on the name CoderSchool and dot get title. Right. Run it again. I just need a green spectrum. Okay. Okay, great. So we have all the title, split, get out, backward, string, cross. We have 10 minutes left. Oh, so sorry. I'm gonna run into the array adapter and finish the lecture. So in here, we're gonna have a movie adapter. We already know about the array adapter, right? So we're gonna take a list of movie, and we have to implement some stuff. Okay, so the result here is the default XML file that we used in Play, right? So we're not gonna care about it because we have our own version. We have put in -1 or 0. Sorry, not gonna need this guy. -1 or 0 is good. Because in here we take a look at the implementation of Android. You have see that it's gonna put the result here, and then this constructor and store result, right? And then later in the getView method, they try to get the results out. See? And we're not gonna try this default parameter. We're gonna have our own version. So we just put everything -1 or 0 is good enough. Because we're gonna override its getView. We're not gonna let the super method running so that I get the result variable. So it's not gonna get this. Okay? Okay, great. And then I'm gonna put in here a list of movie. And then in the context, a list of movie. Great. and we care about a count method. So that they know that how many movies we have, right? And finally the get view. Okay, so the convert view here is the view that's returned from when you scroll down. Take a look back at the diagram. Code bad Android. So in here you see that there is a view that will be reused over and over again. So this view is going to be a convert view, but at the first time it's going to be new, right? So we're going to try to check it. If the convert view equal to new, and then we're going to try to inflate it. So what is inflation? So inflation is a process of parsing your HTML into a view in memory Java object. Okay, so we're going to take a view, a convert view, and then we try to do inflation using layout inflator from the context. Right? Every time you need a layout inflator, you just provide in a context. A context here is an application context, an activity context, a server context, a content variable context, many contexts, 4 types of context in Android. So you just care about the get context. They're gonna return a layout inflator. We try to do inflate. Okay, inflate here, we're gonna put in the layout. This means our layout is item something, and then a root. So a root here is parent. So parent here is the list view of the view, and then finally true or false. So it's very important here, true or false. So if you put in here true, it means after you create a convert view, you try to attach that view into the parent. Okay, and if false, it means after you create that view, not attached to the parent. So from the list view, return true is not allowed, and then true illegal state error exception, because we have to detect and attack it again and again. See here? Here we detect the view, we fill in new data, and we attack it again. So from list view, they don't allow us to put true in here, always false. Okay, so at home, you can try to put in here true and see the illegal state exception. Okay, and we have a convert view, right? And finally, we make sure we have a convert view, and then we can return that. Okay, so in here we're gonna have a pattern named view holder. So we all know that from the convert view, we can do 5 view by ID, right? So the 5 view by ID is pretty slow. It's we start from your HTML, look into the view until you find the ID that you want. So it's pretty slow. So actually, if you know about the pattern view holder or something, the view holder is just, you know that the view not gonna be created again. Only 7 view. It means 7 view holder. And each time we detect a view, attack it again, and try to fill in new data, we don't want to call 5 view by ID again, right? We only want the 5 view by ID the first time the view created. That's why the view holder button here. And try to hold the reference to the view so that you don't have to call 5 view by ID again when at time you detect and attack again. Fill in new data, so that the view holder pattern. Okay? Try to create that. I know that we have an image view. We know that we have a title. We know that we have an overview. Okay, and it's gonna be public, right? Because just hold the view. We don't need to get a setter. And then in here, if you can review, we can create a view holder, right? New view holder, and then many ways to do it. You can just click in here and create a new one, or you can pass it in here using a constructor. It's up to you. So I refer something like this because I can put the final, right? Final is very good for memory optimization. So I would love to have final, and in here I'm gonna have a convert view, right? And then we're gonna have 5 view already on this guy. Okay, we don't have the ID for now, so we create now. ID EV cover, okay, and ID TV title and overview, right? TV overview. Great. And here, image view is not good enough, so EV cover. So EV cover gonna be convert view dot file view by ID or dot IV cover, and which are the classes. Okay. Do the same for this guy, and gonna be text view. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. So great. So many people don't use public final, but for me it's pretty good because up to memory efficient tile. And then finally we can overview is not correct. Okay, thank you. And then finally we create a view to the convert view, right? And then we have a view holder. So we should have a reference outside so that we can start viewing the data. Great. And we're gonna keep that view holder. We don't want garbage collection coming, kill the view holder, and we have to create again and again. So we can have set that, right? We can set that the view holder so that we can later get it back using get tag. Okay, so we have a current view is equal to new. Use layout inflator to create. Remember to do it fonts because we don't have to want to attack it into parent. We create a view holder and then pass in the convert view and use file view ID. And we keep track of the view holder to the set tag. Okay, later we just want to get it out. And finally we gotta fill in data. Okay, using view holder dot TV title gonna equal we need a movie, right? So we are putting movie. We have a list of movies, so we can have a position over here to get the movie and set title, set text, get title, copy and paste, TV overview, and get overview. Great. And then finally, we need an image. So I'm gonna put in the final library to load the image. From if you learn about iOS, they have their own have their own method to just get the URL into the image view. But Android they don't have one. It's pretty weird. But they we have library to solve that. So there are different library like Glitch or Picasso. It's up to you. It's kind of like Glitch. So just try to cook it first, and later we gonna learn in depth. Okay. Sing now. Glitch. Why the networking is too slow? Okay, I'll do play first. Main activity. In here we know that we have a list of movies, so we're gonna get out the list view first, right? So every movie something, and then we're gonna do file view by ID r.id.lv movies. Try to cast each. After we have a list of movies, we're just gonna set an adapter, new array movie adapter. We put in the context. So the context here main activity dot this, right? And the movies. Great. And in here we're gonna try to load the image using the library. So we have get context with activity. So we know we have context here. So wow, it's new version. It's new version of Glitch. With context, I think so. And where? I think they have a string URL here. They have new version of Glitch that I have not used from version 4. I take a look at the document, Glitch GitHub and okay, load and into. Okay, don't have load. It's the old version for version 3. Okay, so I'm gonna head back to version 3. So one way is you just go to the release and go back into version 3.80. Okay, so it's new version that I have not updated. So okay, I gotta stick with version 3. Try to remove this guy and sync now. Okay, bear with me a little bit. 3 more minutes and we go home. Okay, with get context low, the URL is from the movie dot get poster bar. Okay, so we need a way to get a poster bar because we have a getter over here, and if you take a look at the API, they're gonna have for you this path. Where is it? Okay, this path. So we have a prefix, something like this, and then we just stack this guys, and we have an image. So from the API, we already know that we have this postfix, right? We just need to attack the prefix. So in here we just, private final, static final. Okay, postfix something. Put it in here, string, and great. Okay. So later in the adapter, just need to load it into image view. IV cover, view order.IV cover. Great. And we just learned, and the crash we fix, and we go home. So Java, simple stuff, a lot of effort. Great. And the background is not so good. Maybe we just want to change the background into, primary color, I think. Needs some time to load, and great. Text is not very good, why is it much better? I think so. Okay, run it again. Okay, great. So at home you try to do a partner stuff, like when you do it in landscape mode, it's gonna different. You're not gonna use these images in landscape mode. You're gonna have something like this: get context, get configuration item. Where is it? Get short. Get configuration. Okay, and the configuration will return, integer of landscape mode, or you can find it. It's in the configuration, right? And then return the configuration. Great. It's gonna enum. So in Android, enum is not very good performance, but in here, just for getting purposes, it's good enough. So in here we have configuration dot landscape items and not equal. So it's integer. Get configuration dot is configuration dot something. Okay. Dot where? Guys, navigation, right? Yeah, and you can check the navigation. If it's a landscape mode, we do something else, and if in portrait mode, you do something else. Tile. Orientation. Thank you. And yeah, so check out readme again. We have user can scroll to the list, done. Optimize view holder, done. When we display, we can see the following detail: title, poster, image overview, portrait mode, and landscape mode. Okay, in landscape mode, we should have the portrait. So at home, try to fix this. Put it in here. Okay, I can do it anyway. In here, into the landscape mode, and now to get a poster bar, background bar. Okay. Okay, I try to do rotate. It's gonna be great. Okay, it's not good enough because the image is too big. So the value length, yeah, 600 no, 100. Okay, at home, try to modify it, make it gray. And thank you, everybody. I gotta pause the video. The scary part of CoderSchool is you record a whole lecture and you just lost it in 1 second.